Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia,
And Azalea.
and
Hello.
Marty,
And Marty.
and this is our magic hour on Sunday. Or what day? What day is today?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. We're kind of out of order. We had a brief Sunday live with just a tutorial. I don't know if you guys caught that. What did we do that day? We did.
You
We
did
had a
some
couple of
necklace.
people requesting some support with knotting. And so we did a little knotting refresher, which was pretty fun. And I felt like I was, I'm going to teach at Cherry Tree. Azalea, don't make him yell.
I was scrubbing his head.
So anyway, I'm going to teach knotting at the end of the month at Cherry Tree over in Swananoa. And it was good practice because then I showed Sam, Azalea's cousin Sam, how to do knot work. And he made 2 bracelets. And they came out really good. His knotting was perfect. I was, I was like, must be my sweet skills as a teacher. Because you came out of this. Although I did have to finish it off for him. So hopefully I don't have to, I can get my skills to teach barrel knot. I learned that from Kate. She showed how to make this little bitty barrel knot with, what was she using? That kind of knot cording. She used a thick cording, and it came out really good. So I practiced the heck out of that knot, and I practiced it on micro cord, and it's not easy. It's not easy at all. So I kind of came up with a cheat of using a coffee stirrer that's been cut down the middle to help make that barrel knot. So hopefully when I teach that class, it's good. So today I'm going to show you guys, I have some silver, I have a handful of silver, and, oh, thank you, Kathy. And, what else am I doing? Oh.
The resin rings.
I got some molds on resin rings, and I'm pretty excited to use them. I haven't tried them out yet, but I think they're going to be cool. They arrived today, and I was going to do something completely different today, but, I'm pretty eager to see how these come out. And I got this weird machine. I don't know. I haven't even taken it out of the box. And it's pretty cool. It's called what is it called? Is that a resin I'm looking at the box. I haven't even opened the box yet. A debubbler, degasser. I have a vacuum chamber, but it's for our casting. And it's not really, I don't know. It would work, but it's not as, I don't know how to explain it. I'd have to just show you. So, oh, I see some comments. All right, Bonnie. She says she's looking for an order. Well, you know what, Bonnie? I am sorry I did not check my email. I've been kind of out of touch with everything. We left for Ohio over the weekend, and we got back Monday night, and so yesterday we're still kind of settling in, getting at home, unpacking the car. I mean, we unpacked the car, but I did not unpack my stuff, and it's kind of, I love some tote bags, and so these tote bags are all around the house. I have to put it away. And let me see. Oh, thank you, Sandra. Oh, our friend June is on. Hey, June. Oh, hello, Jeanette. Deborah. Hello. So let's get started. I have some rings. I'm not going to use any, any mold release. I have mold release. I have like 7 different kinds of mold release. But sometimes I find with mold release that it gets on everything, and you have to have it very specific for your resin. So unless you have a tricky mold, you don't really need it for simple molds. I'm going to get this. I just ordered a new thing that's like this, so you guys will not have to have this wavy gravy thing. It's supposed to be coming in on Friday, so we'll see if it works well on this next Sunday. So it's supposed to be an arm that comes out like this, and you can put your phone on top of it, and it has a light. So I'm pretty excited to use that instead of this. I have I don't even know. You guys, I'm surrounded by these, I'm going to turn the phone around. Let me see if I can get that right. Camera, give me a second, y'all. Back camera. Here we go. Oh, look at all that cheddar. That just came up. Bonnie, maybe some of your stuff's in there if you ordered pewter. If not, if you're waiting on stuff, we're still We're still grinding it out, getting it all ready. It just takes a minute. It's hard to find help. You guys probably have seen a lot of help signs from people asking for it, but it's kind of hard, you know. We have our friend Will comes over. He came over today, and that was good because we were behind, and we got all that stuff finished. So that was really awesome. Oops, man down. Okay. Here's that thing. Oh, what happened? Azalea, you know where that that placemat thing? You know that silicone placemat that I like to spread out? Oh, she's got it for me. Oh, Terry. Hello, Terry. She says she's getting to see us live. Yay! And Nilda, what are we getting up to today? I'm back on the resin thing. We are going to make so many fun things. I have an aught light. It might be messing up the... It might be weird with the light. It's a little warm. You can see it on this side. It's the aught light. I'm going to turn it this way. See if that... It's kind of a warm light. Or let me see if I turn it off. I'll go with this light. Might be better. Vicky, you can't see the other comments because we're on StreamYard. Some folks might be... some folks said that... or they might be on YouTube. Oh, you're looking for gemstones, Bonnie. Well, we'll just have to look into it. Azalea can check on that. All right, I'm going to grab some of these molds. Here's a couple of them. Here's some more. This was a bunch that I got on Amazon. These are all different sizes, and so you pour from the top. I've never used these. I don't know how they will perform. We will see. We will see. I love making rings out of resin. I have a bunch that I've done. I made my own molds, which I might show for another thing. I know I did a class on mold making for that, for Craft Daily. You guys remember Craft Daily? Well, you can still watch that class if you're in the mood for it. It's on carving resin brooches, or polymer brooches, and then we make molds of it. So I'm going to pick one of these, maybe a big one, and we'll see what... I ordered some flowers and silica gel so I could dry my own, but we'll see. Hello, Carmen. Let's see. Oh, and our friend Vicky. She can't see the other comments. Well, that's probably because it's on YouTube or on the Great Beat Extravaganza, which reminds me, that is coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. On our day is on the 22nd. That's Sunday. Okay, here's the resin I like. Let's Resin. This stuff is great. It's a UV resin. It's not an epoxy. Epoxy is a two-part, and usually you use... Vicky, I can see yours. I can see it. I'm using StreamYard, so I can see all of it. Usually, with epoxy, it's a two-part, usually equal amounts. Sometimes you get hardener, and then the base, and then you have to measure it. That I'm not using today because it takes a long time to set up. It takes, like... 24 hours, I think. Oh, our friend Hobie. Hello, Hobie. I will see you tomorrow. I have some things I want to show you. I will show them to you in a second. Actually, I'll show it to you right now, briefly. My friend Jessica Weasel and I made this doll probably 15, 16 years ago. And I did this. It was so funny. This is before I knew how to do ball-jointed dolls. But I did the whole interior with pipe cleaners, and this is resin. So this is how I did that. I treated that. I was going to coat it, but and then I did wool. I am so much better now. But isn't that the sweetest little face? Look at her little feet. She's posable and everything. She's dollhouse size. So we were making these when we were doing miniature shows, traveling around. We did the John Bishop show. We'll have her sit here. She'll watch me work. She's going to be like my studio assistant. All right. So this, look at this great big ring. Isn't that funny? I can't wait to see what it turns out like. So this is the ring. I see someone saying, let me see. Sandra, this is a sapphire, and it's set in brass. I know I would love it in in gold, but still, you know. All right, let's do one. Let's do a tester one to see. Maybe this one here. Maybe one that will fit my finger. Maybe this one. I can't really tell what's in there. I just kind of, this was, maybe this one. This one looks good. All right. Thank you, Debbie. Now, usually I pour these with the intention of kind of making a dome type situation by coating the interior. But this time I think I'm just going to do layers. And the fun thing about this is you only need one side, and you want to get a good light. These lights, you can get them anywhere that sells resin. If you have a good craft store, they'll sell this type of thing. I got mine online, and it's the same brand as this. These are used for finger, you put your hand in it. See, look, it automatically does it when you slide your fingers in there. It's for nails. Unbelievably, people use this kind of resin for fingernails. I know. It sounds crazy too, I know. All right, so I'm going to pour, let's see. I want to put one that has, yeah, I took it out, and then I can't remember where, here we go. We'll do this one. And it has a little hole here at the top. I'm going to get close so you guys can see. That's like a little pour spout. I'm just going to slide that over. In theory, you should wear gloves because it's a right pain to get off of your fingers. And I use rubbing alcohol to get it off. Because otherwise, it's kind of hard. It's like tree sap. If you've ever gotten pine sap on your fingers as a kid, you know, it's the same situation. It feels the same. Anyway, I got that bubbler or degasser so I could have it in my workstation, and I didn't have to have that. I didn't have to take it downstairs and try and use this. I bought a vacuum chamber for resin, and that thing was such a pain in the ass to get it to work. I don't even know. It had a big chamber, but you had to hook up an air compressor to it. And it took so long to gain pressure that by the time you took your stuff out, it was like halfway set up. So to get out air bubbles, you want to kind of squeeze around and loosen them up. Now, if I had this machine, here I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to tilt the table. You see it right there? Resiners. Where art and tech meet. That's what I bought to put in the resin. But I haven't deboxed it yet or even figured out how I'm supposed to use it. So I'm going to give it a minute and read the directions before I try to show other people how to do it. You can coat the insides with powder or different things, colorants. This one I'm going to go plain and just do a foil of some sort. I have all these different powders and flakes, you see. And they're all really kind of fun because they all have different effects. It is so fun to play with this, you guys. It's like the ultimate craft. And it's not terribly expensive. Like the resin itself was like, I don't know, like 20 bucks or so, maybe. I'm going to see if I can get this to stir in. I might not be able to. It might only go on one side. But I'm going to popsicle stick. We'll see if I can get that one to come out easily. I'm excited. It might be a little too thick, and I'd have to run it a few times under the light. So I'm using this popsicle stick to get this. And you know, one of the easier things to do, now if I was not talking and paying attention exactly to what I was doing, I would have added this first. So it's less of a nightmare to try and get that in. But you can do it this way too, and it will work. It's just messy. So I should just bake this one to see what it comes out looking like and just make it clear. But I can never just leave well enough alone. That's just not my personality. I always want to see how I can make it different or try something new. Okay, I hope I don't flick resin all over the place opening this up. I'm definitely going to end up with it all over my fingers. But I'm going to crack that, and I'm going to put that in there. That actually worked. It's not ideal, but it worked. We'll see what that looks like. Hopefully it doesn't look terrible. But, you know, we'll see. You could put dried flowers, and we ordered the stuff called silica gel so that I could make my own dried flowers. Because, you know, you can buy them, but then they're flat. Unless you get the kind that are for like interior decorators. And then they're kind of expensive. We made eyes not too long ago with this resin, and it was a lot of fun. That's one of the first things I made with resin is eyes. Alright, of course I got that on my hands, but not to worry. Alright, I'm going to put this stick under there too, because you know what, I don't need to have that. I'm going to let that soak in the easy bake. It has 2 settings, 30 seconds and 60 seconds. Now I'm trying to look around to find a paper towel. It's always when I need it that it's out of reach. Alright. The next one I'll do, maybe I'll do these colors. I also ordered some new colorants, but it hasn't arrived. Alright. Vicky, I get you. She says, I get impatient and want to do things right away and always too fast. Totally disorganized. Well, I think that's pretty common. I would like to be more organized. Isn't this funny? It came with these, and I don't even know. Like, I guess I could put one on my fingertip, but it seems kind of weird. It's like, okay. I mean, I guess. We'll see. Alright, so that should be... Did it cook? I bet it didn't cook on that side. I'm going to flip it and try it on this side so it cooks. Yeah, I don't know. Might as well, why not just wear a whole glove? It's kind of weird. Anyway, we'll get that out of there because it kind of looks strange. Alright. I would like to make dice, too. Wouldn't that be fun, Azalea, if I made dice?
Yes.
Let's fill this one up. Do you have anything I can put in here?
Like what?
You know, some giblet.
I don't have any dried flowers or anything. There's some glitter sitting there.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at all these flowers. So, I have some flowers that we took back from the celebration over the weekend.
We're going to dry them out.
And we're going to dry them. Look at those right there. Aren't those pretty? This particularly would be excellent dried. And I'm going to put that in this stuff called silica gel. And the silica gel absorbs all the moisture. And it supposedly, it removes all the moisture and keeps all the color. Hello, Julie. Our friend Julie is joining us. All right, let's see. Let's demold. It might need to go again because I pour this a little deep. So we'll see. It feels like it's set up. This is the fun part. Demold. So I also have what's called a... Oh man, there was a huge air bubble in there I didn't see. Dang. That's where the demolding would be good. So anyway, look at that great big massive air bubble on that side. So if I'd used this machine, I would not have that. Or if I had put the glitter in first, then you won't get it. But that came out pretty cute. You know, not bad. It hasn't been trimmed, you know, right here it has to have the trimming. It's still really warm, but nice. Came out good. All right, let's try another one. I'm going to do one with a different color glitter. That one was kind of not that successful, so I'll do a different one. Not bad for the first one. I love this color anyway. Oh, Hobie says the bubble is interesting. Yeah, it's okay. I don't like bubbles. I'm going to mix some of
She
this.
does not have a positive thing to say about that.
I don't want them bubbles in there. Yeah, yeah, Bonnie, I agree. Air bubbles can be a cool design element. They for sure can be. Let's add this in. I'm going to do this really pretty fuchsia color. You know, the stuff that they make for fingernails is so cool. Isn't it weird how it spreads out like that? It doesn't want to go into the hole. I wonder how that's going to look. Well, we'll see, right? I'm going to shake it, shake it, shake it, so it goes all the way around. Let's try some of this in there. And I'm going to use this other side so I don't contaminate my glitter. Actually, this is more of a foil. It's not less of a glitter. Look how good, if you guys could see this, it's like going every different direction, but inside that thing. You can get kind of an opal effect. Yeah, it's the static. But you never think of silicone as having that effect, you know? You know, this is total instant gratification. Now, I think if I didn't put that great big stick in there, we'll see this. Then it won't have as many air bubbles. And now, one of the things that I learned way back when we were doing resin pours is you start in one spot. See how I'm doing? I'm pouring them from one area. This will reduce your air bubbles. And you just let it naturally fill. And you don't want to push it too far by like moving it around. You don't want to trap air under that lip there. Alright, I don't think I got any air bubbles in there, but I may. I can't really see them. One thing you can do is, we used to have this table that was like, it had a little motor hooked up to it so that it vibrated. It was a metal table and it had a thing under that shook the table. And that's how we got some of the air bubbles out. I have a massager that might work. Let me see if I could get that thing. I'm going to try it out and see if that works. This is my massager. So it's like, let's see if this works. I don't want to get anything on it. But I'm going to just experiment and see. Let's see if that does it. Shake them bubbles out. This is what you do sometimes to your investment. Or you could do this to other things, other resin. If it's a slow setup, oh, I saw one push to the surface. I don't know if you saw that, but there's a couple that popped there on the surface. If this was a wider surface area, you could get a torch, and that sucks out the air. It's like it takes the oxygen away, like your breath sometimes can work on that. Let me see, I'm going to maybe fill it a little bit more. I don't like it concave. All right. Now let's see. This will be our test 2. Oh. Oh, our friend Robin is here. Terry, I think it is staticky. It is, you know. Well, it doesn't want to go into this silicone here, you know. It's a sexy demo, Vicky. Maybe. I don't know if I would say that, but maybe, you know, I mean, I guess you could make something. I guess that's what your definition of sexy is, right? Have to think about that for a minute. That's an uncomfortable situation, I think. All of Azalea is kind of like, ha 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 ha, getting a little uncomfortable. I'm going to flip it. Come on, no air bubbles. Although, I bet I see one right dead center, even though I did all that. I'm going to try it on this side. Maybe it only needs a 30-second spot. Oh, Pat, she says it was just the finger condoms. Yeah. I remember learning about those in health class and being slightly mortified the whole time. All right. I was looking around my studio for things to put in these molds, and I realized I actually have a ton of stuff that I could put in there, from tiny watch parts to sticks. I've got a lot of stuff. All right, demold time. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Okay, so the middle is still juicy. Look at this.
Juicy.
Oh my word, look at that. You see that? I kind of want to just still pop it open, but I think it'll come out if I do. Maybe I'll do it one more time. That's a thick mold. So when I thought I'm going to just stick this under there, because who knows, maybe the middle of this is still juicy. I love that glitter. Boy, that stuff is awesome. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I think so. Hobie says one of the eyes we made would look cool in there. Yeah, for sure. I'm in the mood to make eyes. I'm actually on fire to make dolls. I'll probably get all my doll making stuff and work on some of that, because it's so fun. It's still, oh my god, it's still like juicy in the middle. Let's see if I can get this out and maybe flip it, and then it won't be so, because it's kind of coming out of the middle there. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's bubbling up. I'm going to give it a little bit more time. I made my own air bubble by squeezing it just now, and it wasn't set. That one's kind of a tricky one. That one might be just
You should click
like
the button twice and put it in for 60 seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
And do it over and over again, because it'll get cooked.
Yeah, I want to make another one. There was one that was supposedly faceted, but I don't see that one.
I figured you'd do that in layers.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Halfway and bake it, and then the other half.
Yeah. You know what happens when you get impatient? Did you guys hear what Azalea said? She said, I thought that you were supposed to do that in layers. And she is correct. So if you do it like I did and you're impatient like me, then it won't set up, and it'll kind of squeeze out when you try to demold it. So don't do like me. Do like Azalea says. She's patient with it. I'm looking for the one that's faceted. Maybe I didn't get that, because it was supposed to be like a mix. I have a rainbow resin ring from the 70s, maybe even the 60s, and I got it at a flea market when I was probably like 8 years old, and I paid a nickel for it. Let me see. Oh, I think it's still not completely set up, but I'm gonna try this anyway. I can see that every time I try to get it, it bubbles because it's right in the middle. But I'm going to go on this side and see if I can't force it. Oof. Ugh, that's kind of a mess. All right, don't do that. Kind of looks cool, but I'm going to have to get that on the lap grinder, because that does not look great. There's a big air bubble there, even with that massage I received. This type of thing, you know what this is good for when you have this situation? I'm going to set it in there again because I don't want it to be sticky. Is dusting the molds, because that will reduce your air bubble. Let's try that. I'm going to do that real quick. As like, don't do too many. And I'm like, all right, I'll do one. So these don't count because these didn't come out. They did not come out perfectly. So let's dust that mold and see what happens. Let's do one. Maybe this one. That might be pretty. Let's see if that helped. Ooh, it's ugh. Dang. That was kind of yuck, because then it's all over. But you know, I hope you didn't need this bag for anything, because I've been using it as my paper towel.
Nope.
Not anymore. All right, I'm going to try this again, but with this gold. And I'm going to dust it. Oh, our neighbor, Mike, make you a size 13. I don't think these came in a size 13. I think this was the biggest one. And that looks like it would be like an 11. Greg went through and he put his ring in to see if any of these would fit him. And he's like, none of these fit. Lame. And I was like, I know. It is a little bit lame. All right, I'm not going to do these great big ones because they don't set up. I'm going to try this smaller
Go
one.
halfway.
This is pretty fun, Azalea. As you can imagine, I guess this set did not come with a faceted. All right, I had a brush over here. Did you see what happened to that brush? Yes, we're making rings. This is not the ring part. This is just the mold. Now, if you have a brush, that would work better, but I'm thinking that I'm going to try and get this powder on the inside of this section. Kind of like an Alexis Bitar ring, if you guys have ever seen that gal's work. Pretty amazing stuff. So I'm dusting the inside. We'll see if this does it. I think this will be cool. I'm not going to do the outside of the mold because then it'll kind of cover up the design. So I'm going to do this as like the interior, see if that works. I think it will. A brush would work better, but you know what? Popsicle stick is, I have that on hand. And you know what some of the best tools are? The ones you have. Alright, that'll look cool. Let me see, I'll find a different glitter. Those are my favorites. I think I use it over and over and over. Maybe the gold one here. If there's a gold. Okay, I don't think I use this one. Pat's asking if eyeshadow would work. I don't see why not. It's basically mica powder. I'm sure it would work. You know, I started painting some of my dolls with human eyeshadows, and it looked real. It looked really good. Tuck some of this puppy in here. Oh, it's in there. Maybe tap it around to see what, to get it everywhere. I like that color. Maybe I'll mix and match some of this silver. So fun. I have these dies, but you know, the dies are a little on the I think they'll only add to the resin not setting up as fast. Oh, our friend Cherie is on. Hello, Cherie. Okay, this is going to be pretty. All right, this time I'm going to go in layers. And maybe swish. Swish it around. Yeah, that might work a little better to let it kind of rotate. I might not have put enough in there. It's hard to tell. I had made a bunch of resin items before. I was trying to make faux opal, and that was fun. Yeah, Vicky, a toothpick would be good. Toothpicks are very good for this. And they're good also. I have a bunch of those sticks somewhere around. Azalea, can you lean back and grab any of those wooden stir sticks? What I'm doing now is I'm trying to get the resin in all the little corners and edges. Thank you. And see if I can fill it this way, so then it's less likely to have a bunch of air bubbles. Okay, so while this side is setting up, I'm hoping that this I can get one without air bubbles right in the top of the ring, because that looks horrendous. All right. The open time on this resin, this will never set up until you use this little lamp. This is a UV lamp, and it's for nails. You know about this type of thing. And it will set up in about 60 seconds. I really like, and you can do it for more. I'm really a big fan of Let's Resin. I have several different varieties of resin. Actually, when I say several, I should say about 15. I have several tubs of resin. Every time a new one comes on the scene, I try it out. And this one so far has been my favorite. I tried the Enviro resin. I had a lot of difficulty with that setting up. I've tried pretty much every type of brand you can think of. All right. Okay, so that looks like that came out pretty well. Now I'm going to try another layer. It's fun. I think it's one of the most fun crafts to play with. Yep, I'm trying to get that in there. It's kind of like syrup. And I'm trying to resist doing the whole thing at once, because as you can see from our experiment with this, if you go all at once, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a whole liquidy middle in here that did not set up. Now, to trim this, I could, while it's still kind of soft and flexible, actually it's tacky, because it's there's still resin that hasn't quite cured. I'm going to put that back in there when I do this one. Oh, hey, Kim. Oh, if it's on Prime Day, Sheree, then now's the time to get it, because then you'll get it on a nice, you'll save some money. This is the time to get it. That's when I got that resin resin debubbler or degasser. It was, I think it was like $150 regular price, maybe. I'm not sure, but it was a pretty steep discount. So I went ahead and I was like, I pour a lot of resin. And if I'm going to make these dolls, I'm planning on making some ball jointed dolls and puppets. That will come in very handy. What does that say? Sheree says, how about a needle nose cap for your bottle? Oh, yes, yes. Yes, that would work. It doesn't really, since it doesn't set up, I could clean that off with a wet nap or something, or just a paper towel. It looks kind of sloppy like that. I'm going to clean. Ooh, they have it by the gallon. Now, Cherie, when you're looking at those resins, make sure you get the kind that says UV. Otherwise, you'll get epoxy. And usually they sell epoxy by the gallon. And I have some. It's for bar tops. And that usually takes 24 hours to set up, if not longer. And you have to protect it so dust doesn't set on it. I want to demold this right now. It's really hard. And to think, it's so funny because I used to have to wait for epoxy resin to set up. And that was always, it felt like an eternity. It's not even that long, and it just felt like forever. And then sometimes it wouldn't even set up. Azalea and Max made a bunch of crystals for they were kind of cosplaying Steven in the Steven universe, and were making forehead crystals for themselves. And a bunch of them didn't turn out. They didn't set up. It was pretty disappointing. But that was a cute phase that they went through. Ah, I see one of those air bubbles trying to get out. Let's help it. Right, I'm going to put it in again. I kind of want to go to Columbus this weekend. My friend Jay, that we saw at the celebration, is doing a thing where he dresses up like a luchador wrestler with a mask on, and he's going to paint. And his opponent is also trying to paint. And then they try to stop each other from painting. And at the end, they auction off the painting. So it sounded like fun. But I don't know if we'll go. Greg, he makes plans to do all kinds of things.
We just got home from a while.
I know. I was just saying it. Does heat bring the bubbles to the surface? I think it can. It can. It depends on the type of heat. Now, your breath, I've found, kind of works. And I use a torch. And the torch will drag, it will pull them all up. But you know what? I bought one very recently. And I took it over to our friend Jen's house. And then I went home and I made a bunch of stuff. And then I can't remember where I put it, which is pretty standard. All right, I'm going to try and see if this is ready. Feels ready. And this setup, this doesn't seem like it has any soft spots. We'll see. Now, sometimes when it's soft in this stage, you can trim it with an X-Acto knife and kind of save yourself some work. Oh, look, see, some of that, I over-eager. There was raw, uncured resin right there, which is kind of a drag. Let's put this back in there. You know, I've tried heat guns and hair dryers and such, but I haven't noticed. I don't know if it's, I don't think it works as well. Yeah, I don't know if that's the thing. I've tried both ways. I think that the flame actually works better because a heat tool, I mean, the resin's already pretty, it's heating up right now. If you were to feel these molds, they're pretty warm. Like there's like a chemical reaction that's happening with the UV, and they heat it pretty hot. I don't know how anyone can stand to have this on their fingernails. It seems like it would be really, really warm. So, anyhow, I'm going to start putting these on the side, and I'm going to start getting ready for our live, because I just noticed the time is 42 minutes. And that is a little longer than I told Azalea. She's still feeling under the weather. This will be cool once. This one won't be. Maybe I can put it on the lap grinder, but I probably won't. I wonder if this is ready now. Maybe I can cut the mold so I don't have to do that. Yeah, if you have a cooking torch, that's what I use. Shoot, look in there. That one is not ready. That one side, for some reason, is just not curing. It's like one of those candies. You know those candies that have the liquid in the middle? That's what it is. It's the shell. Oh, Vicky, are you going to the show? That's fun. Go say hi to my friend Betsy. She's doing that show. And she brings really cool bead boards. You know, I met her years ago at Bead and Button. She was set up right in, like, you know, one booth over. And, you know, it's funny. We weren't really friends back then. We just would say hi. But it's funny. It's like during the pandemic when we did a show, Greg and Betsy became friendly. I can't remember what show it was even. Maybe Santa Fe. I'm not sure. Oh, you know, I used to do that show. And boy, oh boy, was it a really difficult show to park. I have never had so much difficulty. I became kind of an expert, and now I lost all those skills. Okay, I'm going to demold this one. Hopefully that does it. It's the fun part. Okay. Oh, maybe this one is the one that's faceted. Oh, that is the faceted one. That came out pretty cool. So this is the one where I put the gold. Look at that great big air bubble right under there. I guess it's not too terrible. But, And you can see it on this side. I guess you'd have to use, if you were to do this professionally, you'd have to have a lap grinder to get this stuff off. I guess you could use an X-Acto knife. I'm looking around. I have a knife handy. I don't. But, yeah, that came out really pretty. So that's the color. It's like a gold teal. I like it. But yeah, I'm going to have to grind that off. Otherwise, it would be easy. You can use an X-Acto knife to get the extra off, but it looks kind of not that great, and you'd have to wet sand it. I'm going to let that cook again on the other side. But that was fun. That was really fun. Hopefully, I don't have any raw resin anywhere else. I let it set up on this mat. Oh, Vicky says I'd like to go to Tucson someday. Tucson is pretty epic, and you need to go with some money. Otherwise, you're done really fast. I often feel like I could keep shopping, but you know, Azalea and I have a plan for this year for Tucson. We're going to go without a show for the first time, like in our lives, and do live events and walk around and just do what we're doing right now, you know, and share the things that we find, and it'll be a continuous good time. And the bonus of that is that we don't have to be there for 2 weeks, because it's usually the shows when you're set up, you're there for 2 weeks. And that's really difficult. That's really hard to be on the road for that long. And it's expensive. It's really expensive. All right. Yeah, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think of these rings? You think it's pretty cool? You can see that the hard part is the air bubbles, which I think with that new machine, I'm going to bust it out, and then I'll do a tutorial and show you guys how to use it. We'll eliminate that problem completely, which I am excited about. Here you go, yeah. Tell me what you think. They feel good. They have that clattering sound. Oh, the kit. I didn't buy a kit. I bought this resonator. They call it, let me see if I can get it. Say hello to perfection. Let me see. This is what I bought. I'm going to take it off of here for a second. And it's this thing here. It's basically a vacuum chamber. So you put all the stuff down in this part, and this turns on, and it suctions all the air out. So this, I think this is not a huge space, but if you have fairly small molds like I do, you could get all the bubbles out. And I have struggled with air bubbles the entire time I've used resin. And Bonnie, I agree. I hope it works, because it was like $150. Actually, it was on sale, so it wasn't exactly $150. All right, we'll clean this business up. One of these has some raw resin, and I'm gonna put this little thing on this side and turn it on for a second and cook that side. Oh, making resin dolls is cool. I've made many resin dolls over the years, and faces. You guys have seen those before. You've seen a lot of those little things that I've made. Here's one right here. I haven't painted it yet. I just did a dusting. I painted it with pigment powders on the inside of the mold. Isn't that cool? So this is Pan Pastel dusted inside. And this is called polyurethane white casting resin. So you can see I poured it from the feet. And see there? Got an air bubble. I didn't get anywhere else, which is the great part, but you know, you get a couple and it's a real nuisance. Like I would have to patch that. So anyhow, isn't that cute? Make a lot of things in resin. It's like endless, all the things that can happen with it. All right, I'm going to unplug this and put it somewhere. Okay, are you ready, little daughter?
Yes.
Let's find somewhere to put
Oh my
these
gosh, this hoodie is so
molds.
comfortable. When we're done, my nap is gonna be extreme.
She is on fire about this hoodie.
I've been wearing the same outfit for like a week straight because it's comfortable. I got these 3 extra large pants, and that really tickled my grandma because I wear small and they are a 3XL. And then I got my extra large hoodie. It's pretty nice. They're in there. Just pick any of them. It doesn't really matter what they're in.
All right, so this is going to be a short one this week, y'all.
But it's good stuff.
It's good, good, good. You guys will be happy. I'm going to start. I haven't had one of these in ages. Ages and
Let's
ages.
move it a little lower because I can't see. There we go. Something like that.
All right. Okay, so this is a sterling silver mermaid. She's a little bit different. She has a seahorse tail. And you can see she's detailed 3D, and her hair is the loop at the top, at the back of her head.
I like her.
And I haven't made these in a long time. I don't have this in pewter.
I've never seen that.
Well, it doesn't work in pewter because pewter's very soft and the arms get messed up. So she can only be in bronze and in silver and Shibuichi, hard metals. So I have one, and she's 45. There's some weight to this. It's not a real lightweight piece because if you look at well, she's textured all the way around. And so let's go over how this works again. So what you do is you put the lot number here, 687, and I have this one, and it's 45. So what will happen is Azalea will send you an invoice, and if you've never purchased with us before, you can email right at the top, greengirlstudios@yahoo.com, or you can email Azalea, or you can Facebook messenger me, and that's how you do it. And if you're watching on replay, if you ask about this one, I could put you on a casting list, but I don't make any promises on that. I'll let you know. I usually send an invoice after the fact because sometimes these don't come out. All right.
Nice.
Okay, I have one of these. This is a little hand. It's kind of Victorian in flavor. I don't know if I carry these in pewter or not. I can't remember if I do. But it's kind of a kind of old school style. That's the inspiration for that. And so this is $26. It's a lot $6.90 if there's any takers on that. And there's one. And it's really nice and like it's a firm weight piece.
She's holding a snake.
She's holding a snake. On one of them I had she has a little ring. On one of the ones I made, I set a little sapphire on that, and I set sapphires in the eyes, but I kept that one for myself, of course. That's how that goes. So this one would be great for a piece that you wanted to have I would think of this, if you could imagine it, like on one side with like a 3-strand and a loop at the top at this, and then it clasps in the middle because it's kind of a unique piece. All right, so that's $6.90. All right, so I'm going to put these out again, and you guys are going to look. Oh, maybe I'll wait.
Those are the end time.
I agree. I have one of these. One. It's $42. It's heavy, and it's a really adorable piece. It is, what does that say, Azalea? $6.85 sterling. Look at this. Look. If you know someone that is interested in... This makes me think of the owl in Labyrinth. You know, the owl that kept flying over David Bowie's head? Jareth. Here's Jareth for you.
Yeah, in his owl form.
In his owl form. And in this way, look at the eyes seem like they're looking at you. See? And he has a little hook, or not a hook, you know what I mean, a bail at the back of the head. And it is, what's that say? $6.85. And it's $42. If you're interested, you can just say $6.85. Or you could hit us up on the replay. All right. That one, you know what I would pair with this? I think I would pair kyanite with that. Great big kyanite. right, this is one of my favorite pieces that I've made. There's only one of this one too. And this one says on the back, it's one that I particularly think is just a good reminder. It says, begin each day with a grateful heart. And I tend to agree with that. Every day I kind of think of the things that you have you're not necessarily counting your blessings, but just sort of taking a moment, of taking stock of what is positive in your life. And I think that kind of, really. Oh, you're welcome, Cherie. I know I love playing with resin. I was excited for that stuff to show up. So this one's $6.88. It's 42. It's a pretty substantial piece. And it's pretty thick and heavy. So that's why it's a little more than our usual, because this in bronze would be a lot less. But it's a good one. I've paired this one myself with pearls and knotwork. So have you guys seen those great big hole pearls? That's what I did on the last one. I made this one for my friend, and I didn't do pearls all the way around. I did pearls like maybe 8 or 9. I can't remember now. But it was big hole pearls. It was only a half strand, and then the rest was leather, and it looked so good. And I did a button clasp, so that worked out great. Oh, we have 1 or 2 pieces in bronze. We don't have a ton.
Needs a polish.
Oh, Lauren wants to do... Is that correct, Azalea? All right. So this one is 40. It's in bronze. This one... Now, I don't know if you guys are going to want this. I just thought maybe one of you would like to use resin or something. But I've left the center on this one empty. But if no one picks it up today, I'm going to go ahead and set something myself. And so this is $6.95, and that's $40. The side is like this. And this design, you guys, it was so fun. I went to New Orleans and saw some wrought work, iron work that was very similar that I'd sketched, but from designs that were in Santa Fe, and they were very similar. So it was amazing to me. Size of hole for stone. I want to say that that's either a 6 or 8 millimeter, but you could easily set one in there. If you have a cabochon, you could just set it in with some E6000, and that's an easy one. All right. Now, I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. This might be an Instagram thing. Oh, I didn't see that. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. She says it's her favorite. Oh, yeah. It's a good one. It does kind of look like a 6 mil. I'd have to look close. I don't have my whatchamadoodle thing handy, the calipers. Part of me is not even sure if I'm even using them correctly half the time, so I just go old school and measure it. All right, this is one of my favorites. I actually took this out of my stash earlier today because I was like, you know what? I've been hanging on to this one for a while. I was going to make myself a necklace with it. And what it is, if you look, it says north, east, south, and west. And the eye in the middle is kind of like, it's like you're looking at your own direction, and it doesn't really matter the direction because you know internally what that direction is. This one, a friend of mine uses this. She is in Amsterdam, and she does these readings, and she uses this in her charm spread. And she takes pictures of her charm spread and tarot readings, and it always looks really cool. Here you go. All right, I don't know if anybody on this is going to want this, but my folks on Instagram were on fire for this. So this is $6.86. I only have these. Now listen, these don't have a hole. This is something, if you are a metalsmith, you can solder this to something, or you can just put it in your pocket. But they're sterling silver frogs. I haven't made this. This isn't in pewter. I've only made, actually, probably a total of 7, so that there are only 7 that exist. So this is lot 686. If you would like a tiny sterling silver frog, they're detailed on, yeah, there are 4 of them. They're $12. There's a little spot that you can easily solder something, or you could just put it in your pocket. $12. Very cute. And yeah, I had a ton of people when I showed this. I showed the wax probably 4 years ago, and I didn't really do anything with them. And I had all these people messaging me, asking me for them. And now 4 years later, I have some. So I'll show this again on my site if I don't sell all of them today.
Looks like there's one left.
There's one left. Anybody? Or I'll just, all right. I know I love them. They came out good.
Yeah, they did. They're real cute.
All right, I don't know if folks are going to like this one, but I made it for me, so we'll see. And these are about the same weight, so these are also 12. And this is lot, what does it say, 689? Sheree is full of cute little quips. You should all jump on that. I don't know if you can see this, but this is my newest, one of my newest sets. This is a little tadpole, and these are in sterling. You can see its little leg. It's got a little tail, little tadpole. Isn't that cute? Anyway, I asked Greg to make these for me because I wanted to put them in some of my necklace designs that I'm making. You know, I've been making those treasure necklaces. So those are $12 if you would like your own tadpole bead. Look at its face. It's really cute. It kind of looks surprised. Yeah, that one's definitely surprised. Let me see how this one looks. Because, you know, sometimes they're a little bit different. This was, oh, well, it's not that different. It's also surprised. Oh, thank you, Sheree.
We got 2 left of those.
There's 2 left. Any takers? We'll show it at the end if there's any interest in that.
Yeah, set aside these 2 and just hold on a second.
This one I don't think. All right, the next one. So I have 3 of this. I asked Greg to make these. These are for some of my necklaces. I am excited to use these. They always sell well in jewelry. So this is a koi pond toggle. It's lot 684. Let me show you. This one's not put together so I can show you a little bit easier. So it goes like this. The koi fish, look at he's popping his head through, swimming. And that's how it looks when it's connected, just like that. Isn't that fun? This is a good one. It could work as a bracelet clasp. It's pretty easy to kind of... Now, when you do these, I know you guys already know this, but you have to leave enough for the width of the body, or the length of the body, I mean, so that you have enough to pull it through. So you want to be able to use small beads that will fit through that hole. So otherwise, you'll lock yourself out of your own clasp. You don't want to put too big of a bead too close to the edge. So it has to be at least the length. Oh, Bonnie says she loves it. I do too. I think it's one of my best clasps. That's $6.84. It's $34. It's a nice heavy weight. This would look fantastic with pearls.
We have 2 left.
Labradorite. I'm on fire with pearls because I got my pearls out the other day and I was looking at them. And I have put these with a large size faceted. Oh, Lauren would like one. Thank you, Lauren. You know, Vicki, I actually use these. I started making these because I think that if you're going to make a clasp and you're going to spend the money and it can multifunction, I put this at the front. So I usually have it hanging this way. So the clasp is down and the fish is like this. And so I'll hang a bunch of, this hole also is generous enough to accommodate maybe, I don't know, 3 things of soft flex, or you could do a jump ring with it.
There's 1 left, and this is $6.84.
Okay, $6.84. But you could easily do, what I like to do is do larger beads after the, you know, the width or the length of this fish, and then like great big ones all the way down, and then that's kind of the balance, and then smaller beads through the top. And it looks good. I have a couple of necklaces. I should take a picture of them, or I should have brought them out. I don't know where I have them right now. But anyway, this is a good one for that. Very detailed, and it wears well.
No, don't put them all in there. I'm separating it.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'm going to put these all out at the same time. I don't know. I've had a few people message me about these, and they're all a little itty-bitty bit different. Oh, June, I'll look for that necklace, and I'll take a picture of it. So I have these. So I made a bunch. These 3 came out. They don't always come out. And they're always a little tiny bit different. Because sometimes we'll get like, because I do these all by hand. And sometimes they'll have a little bit more of the silver balls around it. These are cast in place. These will withstand the heat of the crucible. And these are sapphires. And so I have them at 68. This one is lot 691. And this one is lot 693. And this one is lot 692. Yeah, these came out, I made these a little bit thicker. Sometimes when I'm pushing these out, they come out thicker or thinner. And the thinner ones are obviously going to be a little bit less because there's not as much silver. So, oh, Bonnie wants 691 instead. She has full choice tonight. Yeah, these, you can kind of see the color from here. I don't know if that works to show it. Yeah, I rarely have these available, and I make necklaces with them. So that's the thing. Usually I don't sell these loose. This is different for me.
Is the only one that's left.
So only 93. I'm surprised because, you know, oh, that's okay.
Oh, she's going to keep it.
I'll just make a necklace with it. It's fine. All right, and here's my last one of the evening. It's my showstopper, and I love this, and if it doesn't sell, I'm 100% okay with it. So this is lot, what does it say? Azalea 694. This one came out so great. Look at the size of that sapphire, number 1. And it came out perfectly. It did not shift or get weird or anything. And this is a heavy piece, so I will say the price of this is indicative of what happened. So this was a lot of work to set that, and it's heavy. So this is lot 694, and if this does not find a home, that's fine, because I will make something epic with this, and it will be treasured, because I love how this came out. The silver is smooth, there was like hardly any air bubbles or anything that had to be removed. It just came out perfectly. All right. What's 693?
693 is this one.
Did that one already sell?
Nope.
Oh, Lauren wants that one? Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you, Lauren.
All right, so we can go back over real quick and look at the last couple things that we have left before we go, in case there's anybody new in here. We've got 2 of these little tadpole beads left. There's 2 of those. That's lot 689. Then we have lot 688, which is this silver bird, and that one was originally claimed by Lauren, but then she dropped it, so it's back up. And then 1 more koi clasp.
I don't, yeah, double check, because I think maybe she wanted it again.
I got confused because she was like, I want that, but I don't want that. And
okay, we'll ask her right now because she's on.
Well, she can comment if she wants to.
Okay.
Oh, June wants both the 2 tadpole beads. All right, thank you, June.
She wants 2.
That is lot 689.
A long knotted strand I made with gem nuggets, and I want to put your heart on it, but the charm has a loop.
These are the only 2
left. Put it on.
All right, let's check
I would do
comment.
double strands.
We got 1 koi clasp left, and this one, the Grateful Heart bird.
Oh, Lauren says she did. Delete my frogs. Pat, which frogs? Oh, those little small frogs.
Well, she picked 1, so that's
okay.
And then Lauren did want 688, so we'll move that back again.
What's
I can rewrite
689?
that. And then Suzanne Gallagher says 689, but that one's gone. This one is the last thing left. 684.
Oh, this did not, or this did find a home? No one
Wait, what?
found. This one did?
This is 694.
Oh, it did find a home?
No,
Oh, then how come you, oh, you just wanted to put,
because I'm putting this stuff out first.
oh.
So 684 is that last one out. Oh, yeah, Suzanne says, oh, or is that 684? Yeah, you can have that, Suzanne. Thank you. Okay, now you can take that away and you can put up the cross again, because we just showed that.
Oh, she just, as I said, just wait.
You can
So
put it
that's
up
the
again.
last. And if you were wondering, I would definitely do something long with this for myself, I think. Long or maybe mid-neck size.
So that's the only thing that's left,
Mhm.
understandably.
Yeah, it's a big ticket item.
But y'all, if nobody claims it tonight, it's never going to come back out again. It's gone directly onto her necklace this evening.
I know. I have some beads I've been eyeballing, and I think that this one would be good with some of those cloudy sapphires. Could you imagine a knotted necklace with that? Or with turquoise. You could even go the turquoise route. But anyway, yeah. All right.
That's it.
Sweet. Thank you guys for joining our live sale tonight. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Oh, you guys want to see something I made a long time ago?
It's not complete
Without a show and tell. It's not complete without a show and tell. This is handmade chain. So I made this chain by taking, oh, wait a second. This is what I'm going to do with it. Look at this. Look, handmade chain on that. So I made this by taking a dowel rod and wrapping, I don't remember the gauge of that, but I wrapped it around this dowel rod and then cut along the edge of the dowel rod until I had a ton of little jump rings. And I put them all together and soldered them all and made this chain and then hammered it. So it looks, it's my everyday, I'll wear this all the time. And sometimes I'll use the hook on it. I put a hook on it wherever I did that. And here it is. So I can change the width of it. Right there. So sometimes I can wear it like this. You know, a little bit shorter. And then sometimes I can put, like if I did a big jump ring, then I could just hook it on there. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, that's that. All right, let's flip it. Flip that camera around. Where's the other, whatchamadoodle? Stand. Do you have that stand? Can you grab it over there? Oh, Kate would like that. Yeah, she would. All right. These lights get so warm. I tell you, they get so warm. Thank you guys for joining us. We really enjoyed our live event tonight. I'm glad you guys were able to join us and see how we sometimes make resin rings. That did not come out. A lot of those, most of those had air bubbles, but
Well,
I'm excited
you
to
would
show
have had
you.
more success if you did it in layers.
I would have
And
more
use
success.
the heat gun thing or that
The torch
thing.
or that new machine. I'm
Very
dying to
small
get that out.
size. It's like a ring pin
Well, you know, I
size.
didn't really look at the sizes. I think this one still has something gummy. It's like a juicy center. That's something so you can realign chakras, I guess.
So you can read. That's correct. Put that on. You have a whole.
Yes. Yes, Terry. See you on Sunday. We're planning what we're going to be doing on Sunday. Don't forget GBE coming up 2 weeks. We are making some things. Making. Always making. I'm working on the tutorial is funny because the tutorial has to fit within that time bracket because Kay Goss goes right after us. So we can't stretch it out like, you know, sometimes we go over. So sure he wants to see that machine work. I do too. I'm going to get it out here shortly and I'm going to mess with it. But don't forget on the 22nd, ours is coming up. Well, Azalea, what are you doing? She's like She's like, end that stream. She's ready. She's ready. What are you doing,
What
daughter?
are we doing?
All right.
Well, it's time to say goodnight.
Good night, friends. Thank
Thank
you
you
all
for
for
joining
coming.
us. We'll see you
And-
on Sunday.
Yes, we'll see you Sunday. You guys have a magical rest of your week, and we'll see you then.
Bye. Good night.